Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I've just come back from work. Yes, it was a very tiring day, in fact, but because I promised I was going to release this video on Wednesday, I decided to do this. So please manage me the way you see me. So guys, the story is all about, meeting someone you do not expect that things are going to turn out right, but things finally turn out right just for your own good. So you never really know. I really would advise every lady out there to treat your relationship, every relationship, importantly. Take it seriously because you never really know. Not like I've said before, it is not the same intention that a man comes with that ends the relationship. He may come with the intention to just play with you, to just have fun. But when he comes there, he sees the kind of a woman that you are, the kind of a lady that you are, then he changes his mind and things will move on and move to something else. It's yet another Wednesday, and you're welcome back to hanging out with Mama Licious. Catching up on last week's story time, I had told you about how I met this guy, how we met in a show. I wasn't feeling fine. He asked me to lean on him. At the end of the day, I kind of leaned on him. And then when the whole party was over, he asked for my number. And then we exchanged the numbers and said we were going to see. Hopefully we're going to see again. So that was how we parted ways. A few days later, we saw each other. And when we met, we didn't even recognize each other. Like, he didn't know me and I didn't know him. How we got to know, like, those, my two friends, they met that same guy. You remember the guy I told you that came to the party? Yes. So Obi and Uche met up with this guy whose name is Christian. And being that they were always together, and I'm also always with my girls, that's how we found out it was that guy and me. So while they were having a conversation, they kind of like talked about the party, and then they kind of like talked about, what about your friend that came last time with you? And they were like, that's her. And then his friend signaled to him to come along, that's the girl you met the other day. And we kind of started talking, and it wasn't a picture stand. In schools we have these picture stands because of course uni students would love to take lots of pictures, so usually people will just make lots of picture stands, the photographers, and keep snapping away and taking money from the student. Do not worry, I'll show you the picture we took on that day. I'll just attach it somewhere here. So that day we met and we kind of talked. He was like, are you the lady we met the other day? I was like, oh yes, that was me. And he was like, oh really? You don't look bad. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I was shy, So we just got talking, and from talking we kind of like, let me just say it right here that when we exchanged numbers, it was just like a normal thing to do because we were together, because the show happened. Like, we didn't have it in mind like we're going to contact each other after that. To me, it was like a normal thing to do. And I'm sure to him too, it was just like a normal thing to do. Like, we stayed together, the show ended with us being there together. Like, I never really thought we were going to see again. And so did he. Because he told me this later. He wasn't going to call, he wasn't going to do anything, only because we met again in school. And then when he saw me in school, he was like, oh, is that the girl that I saw last night? She's kind of cute. Okay. So from that day, he kept on he kept contact. He would usually call me sometimes and talk to me, and then we would talk. And after a while, he started asking me out. And that was how that first story came along. Yes. That was how that first story came along. When I told you about how he later confessed that he really did come for the cookies, because he kept on pursuing and pursuing and pursuing, and I kept on telling him that I'm not interested, that he should look for someone else. So he kept on persisting, coming strongly. So let's kill the story, because I talked about it before. I later accepted to date him just when we finished year one, and he was so happy. So we started going out. We became boyfriend and girlfriend. Yes, that was what we became. But I told him there was not going to be any trip to Jerusalem. I told him that relationship was gonna be a relationship based on friendship, love, whatever it is, it was gonna be based on, but there was not going to be Jerusalem. And he agreed. He agreed, ladies. He did agree. So we started going out. Oh yes, of course we kissed her. Some other things like that. But there was no Jerusalem. Okay? So we kept on strong. We started building a relationship. He started, But the truth is, I think he never really knew the kind of person that I was, because over time he started to fall in love with me. Damn, my lip is so dry, guys. I'm so tired. I just came from work and I really have to record this video. So after a while he was so in love. Damn, this guy was deeply in love. So one day, ladies, listen to this. He told me that he loves me. And by this time, ladies, believe me, the relationship was only about, some few months when he said that he loved me. I was shocked. Yes, I'm not that kind of girl that easily falls for a man. So it was so foreign to me that a guy that I've just met few months ago will be telling me that he loves me. So when he said that, it came as a shock, So he said to me, he was just going. He said it just fell out. He said, okay, take care of yourself. Bye. I love you. And then I was like, thank you. I swear, my ladies, I swear. When he said, I love you, I couldn't think of anything other than, okay, thank you. And he was disappointed. I could see that in his eyes. But a girl has got to say how she feels, right? Thank you, because I don't love you. As at that point, I didn't love him. I really liked him, actually, at that point. So he went home. He was not happy with the whole situation. And from that day onwards, he would usually always say, I love you. Even when he calls, when he comes visiting, he's going, he would always say, I love you. And I would always say, thank you. So we went on, thanks baby. You're welcome, my love. So we went on like that in this relationship for a while. So after say a year plus, I started to feel the love for real. I started to feel love for this guy. He really pampered me. He really showed me what love was. There was nothing in fact, there was no way that I wouldn't fall for him. There was no way I could avoid his love, because he was really someone worth loving. I'm telling you. So I fell in love with him. So one day he called me as usual, and we were on the phone and we were talking. So while we were talking, the conversation was about to end, and then he said in his usual manner, okay, take care of yourself. Hopefully we'll talk tomorrow. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, okay, take care. Bye. I love you. And then I said, love you too. But, he already hung up. I said, love you too. But then the phone went dead. I was like, okay. But you know what happened? In the next treasure, please, I'm talking. But you know what happened? In the next few seconds, the phone rang again. He called me back. And when he called, he didn't ask like, what did you say? Did you just say you loved me or something? He just talked about something else, like he forgot to tell me something. And then he went ahead again to say to me, okay, this was just what I wanted to tell you. I kind of forgot to tell you. Okay, take care of yourself. We will talk tomorrow. Okay? All right. And I love you. And this time, he held on. He said, I loved you. And then he held on. And I was like, I love you too. He was like, okay. Really? Okay. Have a great day. And then he put down the call. My goodness. I saw his brother one day and his brother told me, girl, you don't know what you did to this guy. That day that I told him, I love you too, he dropped the phone, he jumped high into the sky and he screamed, yes, yes, she loves me. Like he was screaming and now she loves me. She loves me, you know. So I was like, oh, really? That was what happened. He was like, yes, I'm telling you, I don't know what you did to this guy. But he was jumping all night through that you said, I love you. That you have never said, I love you for the past 1 year plus. But now that you have said, I love you, and that it is a great thing. So ladies, there you have it. I do not want the story time to be so long, so I'm just gonna cut it short right here. So this is the point where I told him that I loved him, and then he was so excited and so happy, and everything went on. We kind of continued our lives. School finished, he left school, and then he came back again to school to do his computer training and everything. So one thing led to another, and when we left school, we also kept in touch. We never stayed away from each other. Like, I don't remember ever staying a day without us talking, like several times in a day. I don't remember for how many years that we have met. From the very first day I said yes to a relationship, I don't think there was a day we stayed a day or two without really communicating properly, because most times our relationship is here and there, like he's in so place and I'm in so place, aside from the fact that we stayed one time for like 2-3 years in the same place, because I was working in that place in Abuja, he was working there, I was working there, so we stayed living very close to each other. We stayed together for that much after we left school, and the whole thing was still working out. Even when I moved to Dubai, we never stayed a day without talking. Anyone who knows me knows that there is someone called honey. I'm telling you, anyone who knows me, really. In fact, when you see me on the phone, they don't even come close to me. They don't disturb me because they know I'm gonna hang there for like how many hours. So this is the story time with my Malaysians that I just wanted to share with you. So this is it, my ladies, from me to you. This is just how it all happened, that I met this guy who wanted my cookies but ended up falling in love with me and giving me lots of cookies. Okay, my ladies? All right, so to have a happy day, to have a lovely day, stay happy, stay blessed, and bye-bye.